Look at him. He's just dickered. Just dickered, boys. Son of a bitch.
Yo, yo. Class A, and macro. Not connected, not elected to participate. Bouncing down the stems will make your head hurt. Enjoy the takes. Says her whose head burns.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Take Her Wide. This is episode 277. If this is your first time to the show, thanks for tuning in. This is a fun show I do every week where I speak to cool people who are making cool music and doing it from the heart and have something to say about why and how they do it. So if you know that, then you know that. But if this is your first time, thanks for coming. I do have a homepage, takerwide.com. You can go there and find old episodes. I have tons of episodes. I think this is actually almost like the 6th anniversary of the show. I started it in 2013 in July. I don't remember the date, but there's a lot of content that you can go back on, and you can find it all at takerwide.com. And these episodes are brought to you by some really cool people. I'll bang out these sponsors really quick, but if you can support them, even as simple as like their Instagram page, follow their Instagram page, like their Facebook page, or buy their stuff, that'd be fantastic. They believe in placing ads, and I believe in the product for sure. They're good products. So let me introduce you to these people. The first one we have is Brewed Biscuits. Brewed Biscuits is a pet treat company. They use spent grains. Spent grains are the oats and barley that were steeped in hot water to remove the sugars that brewers will use for the beer. And these guys use these spent grains to make pet treats. They have 3 different flavors. They have the peanut butter, they have pumpkin sweet potato, they have apple cinnamon. And the great thing about these pet treats is that there's no alcohol, no hops, no corn, no salt or sugar or additives or preservatives. Super, super natural. Slow baked in a commercial kitchen. Good for puppies, good for old dogs. Really, really good. There's no meat. It's a great pet treat. My dog loves them, and super happy to have these guys on board. Go order some pet treats from them. Go to twospentgrains.ca. They're affordable. It's not crazy expensive, and support small business. Next, if you love hot sauce and you want to try some deadly hot sauce, go to heartbeathotsauce.com. Heartbeat Hot Sauce is a hot sauce company from Thunder Bay. The peppers are fermented using traditional methods before they're cooked with a few simple, high-quality ingredients. There's no water added. There's no thickening agents or chemical preservatives. It's super, super natural stuff. And they were on season 6 of Hot Ones, which is great. And it's the best hot sauce you'll ever have, guaranteed. I can't even really say that lightly. It's the best hot sauce I've ever had. It's really good. The red habanero is amazing, and they have tons of other ones there too. Go to heartbeathotsauce.com, find out where you can get it. They're in stores across Canada, I think, and in the States. So you don't have to order online. You can just go to your local store and get it. Heartbeat Hot Sauce. Kevin Rigo of Hefner Toyota is the next sponsor. He's at 3121 King Street East in Kitchener. He's a car salesman. He's a good friend of mine, and he's an honest man, and he's the raddest dude. If you're not sure of who to go to a car salesman, that's a daunting task. You're going to spend or commit, fucking thousands of dollars to a car. Why not make it easier for yourself and go through someone that's cool and rad and you can trust? And that Rigo's the guy. 3121 King Street East, Kitchener. Go find Kevin. Ironclad Graphics is the next one. Ironcladgraphics.com. If you go there, you can see the services they provide. They're a silk screening company in Kingston. They ship coast to coast. They specialize in apparel printing, but they also do stickers, koozies, patches, enamel pins, anything, man. Just go check out the website. Ask them for a quote, and they're competitive, and they do great work. I've been working with them for years. I feel like 10 years I've been working with these guys for band shirts and stuff, and they always do good work. And ironcladgraphics.com, find out their stuff there. A couple more here. dapperbeardoil.com. If you have a beard and you want to try some beard oil, I know there's a lot out there, but dapperbeardoil.com is a great company from Ottawa. My friend Andrew's running it, and he really is an artist. He's a photographer, he's a skateboarder, and he puts a lot of passion into this company, and it shows. It's a great beard oil. It's not too intense. It's not like an Axe body spray type stuff. It's 100% natural ingredients. Helps hydrate, repair your beard. It's antibacterial. It reduces beard dandruff. It's a really good beard oil, and you can save on shipping if you use Take Her Wide free ship. Use the promo code and save money. Just go to Take Her or go to dapperbeardoil.com now. Press pause. pick out one of the 3 types he has and put in the code, and you'll save a good little chunk of change. dapperbeardoil.com. Find them on Instagram. Find them online. And wellingtonbrewery.ca. They provide the beers. They're Canada's oldest independently owned microbrewery out in Guelph. I've been sipping on the Rhubarb Saison, the Upside IPAs. SPAs are really good. Hell's Lager, just amazing, great summer beer. Really good beer. They help me loosen up for the show, and it's great that they're on board. So, yeah, those are all the sponsors, guys. Thank you for listening. Go follow them, Instagram, all that shit. So for this episode, I'm speaking to Jukka from Throat. They're a band from Finland. They're a noise rock band. They've just celebrated their 10-year anniversary. Yeah, it's this is a call where I met him. I met him during this podcast, so it was really cool. It was really fun to talk to him. They're a great band, and I hope you guys enjoy the episode. This is 277 with Jukka. Anyways, man, nice to meet you, buddy.
Yeah, you too.
Wow, a lot of records.
Oh, yeah. Well,
Are you at work or are you at home?
I'm doing it at my office.
Oh, okay.
Which is like I work for a record label, and also I have my own like distro stuff here, so it's my office and my workplace.
Nice. Yeah, that's a lot of records, man. Jesus.
Mm-hmm.
Well, cheers, man. I'm glad we could do this. I think like we have mutual. Maybe you know him or not, but do you know Lee from No List Records?
I do.
How did you guys connect? How do you guys buddies?
I think we traded some records for my distro. Like, I think Throat was probably already happening around that time.
Okay.
But it's still almost like 10 years ago when we first started being in contact. And I met him in Minneapolis.
Oh shit!
Last year.
Yeah. Was that your guys' first time in the States last year? Was it?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
How was that?
And he was really drunk.
Yeah, Lee'll turn it on, man. Lee's a good dude though. Fuck.
Yeah, but he has throat tattoo, so
yes,
he's the coolest.
He gets free passes to shows for the rest of his life.
Yeah.
How
he didn't ask for one.
How was that? How was that whole experience the first time in the States for you guys?
It was really cool. I mean, we've been asked to play there for for 10 years since the first tape came out, and now we decided that okay, let's do this.
Did you get work visas and all that stuff?
No.
Oh wow.
So it was just we had to luckily I get cheap shipping rates through FedEx from my work.
Okay.
So we shipped our guitars and pedal boards and stuff over there, and our bass player bought his gear from the US, and we the drum stuff we got to borrow from Han, who we toured with.
That's sick, man.
It was good, but it was still from until we got past the border control at JFK, we were let's see.
Oh, that's terrifying, especially dropping all that money on the flight, you know?
Yeah.
Oh my God. But you did it, and you
yeah.
How overall it was good though? It was the shows were decent and
yeah. I didn't know what to expect, if there will be 2 people or 20 or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it was really cool, and at every show there were people who were I never thought I'd get to see you guys. I've been listening to you since 2011 or something. Wow.
Cool. Oh, that's awesome, man. Yeah, you you never know how big your reach is, right? You'll never really know how many fans you have. Like,
yeah,
that's great though, man. Fuck, I was gonna ask about like touring the States like that and the accommodations. It's so much different in Europe than it is in North America. Did anyone like prep you with that? Like, hey, like you might not get any meals or anything, or did you learn that when you landed? Like, wow, we're not really getting taken care of here.
actually, I think it was a lot better than compared to like, I don't know. Well, we stayed at like hotels or motels or whatever, so it was really good.
Yeah.
I mean, even in Finland, we're like staying on people's floors and,
Yeah.
and that kind of thing. So we were just happy
Was
to, have an actual bed.
yeah, for real, man. Is it like I've never been to Scandinavia, and is it like the rest of Europe where you get to a show and like here's your meal, here's where you're sleeping? Is it like that up there or not?
It can be, yeah. It depends on who's doing the show. Like there's a lot of like venues who don't give you anything.
Really?
You might get like free beer or something. But if the people who are booking the show or organizing it are like cool, and they'll be like bringing beer to the bands and food and giving you a place to stay. And
yeah, it's really like I don't know. There's a band from France that we toured with, and I kind of had to say like, just so you know, like it's not common practice to have all that stuff laid out. So just be prepared for that, because it is
right.
It could be very kind of shocking, I think, if you land. It's like, what do you mean there's no food and we don't know where we're sleeping? It's like, yeah, it's
right.
It's just how it goes, which really, really sucks. You really get taken care of overseas. Maybe not in the UK, because it's a little different there. It's not like a standard there to like take care of bands like they do in other places. Have you guys have done the UK?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was our like first tour outside Finland. And it was it was just four shows, I think. Yeah.
Okay.
But it was like you're not getting any food or beer, so if you need some, there's a store.
Yeah.
One block away.
That's crazy, man. So how do you like, man? It's been 10 years as a band. Do you feel like that's like a special achievement to hit 10 years?
I don't know. It's just I don't think about it that way.
No,
it's like cool to use for like promotion to say that it's been 10 years and it's a 10-year anniversary and whatever, but
it's just
time
whatever.
goes by so fast, so we just do what we do, and now it's been 10 years, and let's see what happens with the next 10 years.
I think it's hard to keep a band together, especially if you're kind of active. I feel it's like a relationship. If you first start dating somebody, the first part's really fun and exciting because it's new.
Right.
And then you release your first record and you do your first tour and hit these milestones, and then it kind of becomes like, fuck, what's next?
Yeah.
So I don't know.
I think it's like we had our first like lineup change in 2006, I think.
Okay.
And since then it's been going towards like, I wouldn't say like professional, but still like more serious, because we I think all of us have like less time all the time like to use for the band, so now we want to make like all the time that we have for the band to make it count. And now we had another a lineup change with our had to part ways with our original drummer this spring, and now we got a new guy.
Yeah, it's hard,
Feels
man.
to be working out really good.
Yeah, it can be. Sorry, my little guy's back there. I don't know if you can see him. Tay, say hi.
Oh yeah. Hello.
But yeah, like there's a lot of commitments out to jam hall rent and just practice time and I really think it is I think it's kind of a achievement to hit 10 years. It's kind of a milestone. Like not a lot of bands do it. Maybe I'm speaking out of turn, but when the Sabatini hit our 11 years, it really felt like an achievement. Like wow, we didn't break up.
Sure.
After 11 years.
I mean, there's so many bands that do like one awesome record, and then they do a tour, and then nothing happens after that, which always like seems weird to me. Like, well, maybe it was just that like momentum that they had right from the start, but still.
True. Yeah, I think I like our trajectory of a slow success. Like we never like had like a hit record or anything like that, and then had to like sustain that.
Right.
Like we're constantly like hitting new little levels. Like, do you feel like that for you guys too? Does that like help a band last?
Yeah. I mean, I can almost say that with the latest album, Bareback, we finally managed to get the sound and write the songs that we wanted, like since the beginning, but we didn't have the skill or just vision enough to make it happen.
Yeah, that really does take time. Like I think people's personalities and learning how to work with each other, and it's an acquired skill to write good music with other people and like truly like be a band. When I'm kind of jumping all over with my questions, but that just makes me think, like, with having new members, has that changed the overall feel of the band? Like I'm trying to get all my stuff right. The drummer's new, and did he help write on Bareback or no? He came in?
No, he's been in the band for like 2 months now.
Okay.
And so we're just beginning to write new stuff with him.
It's gonna be. I think I got even me myself. I joined the Sabatini after their drummer had written a bunch of stuff, and it's a transition. You really like for him. Maybe he'll try to like. Well, I want to stay true to like the sort of feel and stuff that the old drummer had, but I also want to put my own stamp on it and not just be like a drum machine. It's like when you guys are writing, is it like you come in with the riffs, or is it like a jam hall, you just fuck around with riffs, or how does it normally start?
There's a lot of like different ways that we do it, but I'd say like 90% of the stuff that we've recorded has been stuff that I've done, like almost like a full demo,
like drums and everything.
Like, drums and everything, yeah. And that's how it's like. Well, when we started to play it like as a full band, it always changes a bit, and we add stuff and whatever. But still, that's been like pretty much the usual thing. And then our second guitar player has been I think he's done a few like almost complete songs.
Okay.
A lot of riffs that we've like used combined with mine. But now we've been thinking that finally, for the first time, we'll be doing this as a full band. That I won't be doing like full demos of songs with all parts like
Okay.
thought of already.
Uh-huh.
So we'll just have like riffs and some ideas for a structure and just jam them.
Do you think that's gonna make the process slower of songwriting?
Oh, it's always been slow for us. We're not really like it always takes a long time for us to write new stuff.
Huh. All the stuff that's on the what is it, a decade of aggression, the 10-year stuff. Was there stuff that didn't make it? Because I feel early stuff of a band, you can look back and be like, that was such a younger, different version of us. Or, you know, like the oldest stuff that's on that. Are you okay with like being that honest with like, yeah, this is what the band was way back? Like, is it
Sure.
You know what I'm saying? Like old songs, like they don't represent the current state of the band, but there's still moments in time where it's like, well, this is where we came from. How much of that stuff is on the newest double CD thing?
The only things that are missing from that double CD are the first tape, Good Times, and Short Circuit EP that came out on Reptilian later. But the reason for leaving them out was that we would have had to make a triple CD.
Oh, shit, eh?
And that would...
Triple CD, yeah.
No one wants that. No one wants that. And the Short Circuit came out on CD anyway. So there was no point in just putting the tracks from the first tape on there. And it's if someone wants to hear them, they're on Bandcamp. So
cool. Okay. Did over the last like 10 years, was there ever a time where it got like you wanted to scrap Throat? Like, was there a moment where you're like, maybe I want to start something new? Maybe it was like a bad show, or maybe it was just needing something fresh, or not. I don't know.
Not really. It's like we've had bad shows and like bad times, but still, it's been like it's always been like good enough to like being like worth continuing, and I've never had like a feeling that you should just like scrap it. We've done like some side projects and stuff like that where we can be a little more like loose with the whatever happens.
Do you think some bands take it too seriously, like being in a band and trying to make it? I just recently like had an experience a little while ago, but just almost feeling like people got too caught up in the business end of it, and it ruined like the experience for them. And I don't know, were you aware of that with Throat, to like, I don't want to take this too serious? Because I think that can really happen where you take it too serious and then it's not fun anymore. It's just like it takes the fun out of it. It's kind of ridiculous, you know, to be in a band and play dive bars and like, here's my song.
Yeah. It's I mean, it's such a weird thing because I mean, especially for me, the whole band is like such a like huge outlet for everything, and to not have that would be, I don't know what would happen. But that's just like the musical and like the lyrics part of it, but I'm also the one who handles all the promo stuff and whatever social media and whatever, and that can get like really boring from time to time.
Yeah, it
So,
can be like a job sometimes.
yeah, yeah. And I mean, I enjoy it, sure, but like sometimes it's just like too much.
Yeah, it's hard because at the same time you do want to become a success. Like I want my band to be successful in that, like I want it to sustain itself, and you do need to go hard sometimes and make moves to make that happen. But yeah, I don't know. I kind of feel like at least with the Sabatini, like we went really hard and we toured really a ton of touring, but it had its toll on us, like mentally, for sure. And you know, it kind of, we slowed down, and maybe that was a good thing, you know, because if we just kept going, maybe I'd burn out, maybe Sean would burn out. Like it's kind of a risk to go crazy hard. When I see bands that are doing it really, really hard, it's just like, man, hopefully this all works out, because you're putting so much of yourself into it, and it's not a guaranteed like turnaround.
Yeah, yeah, especially when you see like pretty like small bands like touring like forever, like doing like 5-month tours. It's just crazy.
Yeah, hats off, man.
I mean, yeah, I'd probably love to do it maybe once, but I'm not sure if I could do it like
5 months.
Year.
Yeah. Do you feel like you have a good balance between like band time and then like personal time, or is it a little unbalanced, or not? Are you aware of trying to keep it balanced?
I try to do my best. And, I think we have a pretty good balance right now. That we, especially now that we're not like playing too many shows and trying to like write new stuff and whatever. So we're just like we're not that like active with the band, even though we are all the time like writing and getting new ideas for songs and stuff like that. But it doesn't take that much time away from like personal life.
I think, yeah, well, I feel like we're both like older guys, like we're not 18 years old, and I personally feel really comfortable in how much time I'm committing to the band. Like it's not taking away too much from anything else. And it's kind of like, for what? Like I could just go crazy and write drums all day, but like there's no real immediate plans to do crazy touring, and it's also like, what's the rush, really? There's no rush. It's not like we need to make it by a certain time.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, I'm pretty comfortable with or like I've accepted the idea that we're not making it big, like ever. So, I mean, the best, or like the biggest thing we can do is to like do some touring or play with like support slots with some bigger bands or something like that. But I mean, I'll never be like constantly on tour or something.
Does that bum you out? Does that make you sad, or is that like to accept that you're just, that's cool?
No, it's fine by me. I mean, I'm not that comfortable with like always being around people and like being on tour constantly sounds like a nightmare to me.
Well, yeah, I think especially the type of venues that our bands play, they're just like kind of shitty dive bars. There's no nice green room, and it's not a super comfortable experience all the time. Yeah, there is a lot of peace, I think, in that acceptance of what it is. Like I know what this is. I know how to do it, so I'm just gonna do it. You know, like I want to release good music that sounds great, and that's mostly it. You know, shows are a big thing, but it's crazy to say. But if I never had to do another show again, it would suck, but it wouldn't be the end of the world.
Mm-hmm.
Like, as long as I could still write. For you, how much do you get out of the performance part? So let's say Throat was like just a studio band. Would that be enough, or how much of playing these songs live do you need to do?
Well, I really enjoy playing live. We don't do it like much. If we don't do a tour, we'll probably play like 10 to 20 shows a year in Finland.
It's like once a month. I was looking at all your dates. I'm like, that's a pretty good pace.
Yeah, we used to play a lot more, but now it's been like not that often. But I still love it, and it's important, and especially after Bareback, we noticed that like even in Finland there was like the first shows that we did after the album came out, we had to we were mostly like the last band on the bill because we just had a record out. But there were always like people coming to the shows right before our set, which was like the first time that ever happened. We were like, wow, that's weird. Some people are just here to see us. And that was cool. And I really love playing live, but in Finland, it's such a small country, and it's a lot of venues closing all the time, so it's becoming like more and more difficult to book shows, and like so we're just doing them more like here and there, and not like trying to get a show for every weekend or something.
Yeah. I feel like once a month is a pretty good pace if I were to do that over here. We're pretty lucky over here, like in Ontario and in Canada, there's a million places to play, even if they're like weird little towns. There's pretty good little scene here. I actually want to talk about Bareback real quick, in that you had Andrew mix that, right?
Yeah.
How did that connect happen? Like, did you guys know him from the tour?
No. I just got in touch with him because we thought that because Bareback was the first record that we actually recorded in a studio.
Oh, okay.
All of the other stuff before that we recorded at our rehearsal space.
Okay, cool. Okay.
With different people who had like mobile recording equipment and stuff like that. But yeah, and we and this was the first album that we had like a sort of like a proper label to do it.
Okay.
So we wanted to try like what would happen if we got like Andrew Schneider to mix it and Carl Saft to master it, and well,
sounds awesome. Good. Yeah, oh yeah. We had Carl do the mastering on our last record too, the last Sabatini record.
Yeah, he's awesome. And real quick.
Yeah. The
really knows his job.
For sure. Yeah, it's also part of the fun too, is working with other people, and in like here's what I'm giving you, and to receive it back. Like, that's really that collaboration part of being in a band is always kind of cool. Would you guys, like, for the next record, do you kind of already have someone in mind to mix it, or are you not there yet?
We don't, like, we hardly have any songs ready, so it's too early. Yeah. I mean, I'd love to work with Schneider again. I heard he's like super busy right now.
Yeah.
But I mean, he was really, really fun to work with. I mean, there was like maybe 2 or 3 corrections. Like when he sent us, he did like one song at a time, and sent us like the mix was ready by like morning finish time.
Wow.
And then he was like, okay, send me some comments and I'll get to the next one like evening US time.
Awesome.
So, yeah. So every morning we'd have like a mix ready to be listened to, and they're almost like just a couple of small things that we just were like, maybe the guitars should be a bit louder or something like small like that.
That's awesome.
We pretty much like gave him just whatever you want to do.
You trust him, right? It's like, you put that trust in.
He's done amazing records, and he's played in some like amazing bands, so he knows his shit. So
yeah. So did you meet him when you were on that tour then, or no? He's a New York guy, right?
No. Someone told me that he was at the St. Vitus show, but I didn't meet him. I would have loved to meet him and give him the record, but I didn't meet him.
Yeah. So do you? It is kind of early to ask, but so with the like Bareback, and then you do have a new drummer. Do you kind of have a vision of what it's going to be? Like, do you have things you want to express that you haven't on previous records? Like, kind of like, I don't know. So I guess it's more of like, how are things going for you personally? And how do you think that's going to like translate on the next record? And it might be too early to ask. Like you said, you're just kind of in the starting process. So might be unanswerable.
Yeah, we have like, I think we have like, maybe 5 or 6 songs that are like demoed at the moment, and it'll be like I'm sure if I could say that it's like a continuation from Bareback. There's similar elements, like there was a lot of like melody or like how should I say well, more melodic, like a bit like a post-hardcore thing going on Bareback compared to the older, more nasty sounding stuff. So I think that will be there. But then I think we're looking to do some more experimental stuff again as well. I mean, Bareback had the first time we used like drum machines and synths and stuff like that. So I think that will happen again as well.
It's
too early to say like what the final thing will be.
Yeah. It's that's kind of the fun too, though. I think as you sharpen your tool and get better at your skill, to be able to flex that muscle harder, right, and to see what comes of it. With all the splits and stuff you guys have been a part of, are you of the mind to like use everything, or how many songs do you guys use just never see the light of day? Because there's a lot of splits and stuff you guys have been a part of. So I don't know. Some bands like use everything, and other bands toss away a ton of shit. Where do you guys fall in that?
We haven't tossed away much. Like, pretty much we know already in like really early stages of a song that like this is going somewhere, or we just scrap it. And so most of the stuff that we've scrapped, I don't like even remember anymore. So
but
it might be a lot, or it might be just a few ones. But
you'll kind of know, like, let's just not commit any more time to this and just scrap it, versus like dumping too much time into it.
Yeah. Or then if it has like, if it's like already like a full song, we can just pick the one part from it that sounds cool and use it somewhere else. I mean, we've done that a lot of times where we we have a song that it kind of like feels good, but still isn't there.
Mm-hmm.
So we like pull it apart and make something new out of it.
That's cool. Yeah. There's so many ways to do it. Like there's a million ways to run a band and write songs, and I always kind of like picking that part of the artist's brain about like how do you guys write your stuff and create, because there's no wrong way to do it. When you were, I want to ask about like, did you grow up in, is it Turku? Is that how you say it? Is that where you like grew up?
No, I moved here in 2002 to study in the university. But I'm still like from the south of Finland, so it's all, everything's pretty close.
What was well, everyone eventually, not every, like the people I have on here are obviously music lovers, but at some point it really sunk its teeth into you. What was it like growing up? Like what kind of media outlets? How did you get into music in southern Finland, in Finland?
Well, I grew up in the 80s. I was born in 79, so it's like back then when I was a kid, you listened to metal or you played hockey. that was pretty much it. If you liked music, you liked metal, like
really?
Wasp, Twisted Sister, Motley Crue, that stuff.
Was that just on like MTV or like?
No, we hardly anyone had seen MTV. We didn't have like satellite TV or anything.
So how are you guys?
How
are you getting this music?
I know where it came from.
Just in the ether.
I mean, a lot of those bands toured and played in Finland. So somehow through there. But there was always like some kid, like the older kid in the block, who had all these records, and he was like, then there was like 10 younger kids who were like giving him tapes that, you gotta record this to me.
It's funny to think of like metalhead hockey player guys, like
yeah, but that was a different crowd. If you're like, either you were into heavy metal or you were into sports. So but that I never gave a shit about sports, so I was into heavy metal.
Do you remember the first record you owned?
It's probably something by Iron Maiden.
Yeah.
I want to say Power Slave. I'm not sure.
Were your parents like supportive of it? Like as far as instruments, like when you first started playing, did they buy you your first guitar, or did you have to get it yourself, or what was that?
No, I mean, it was always like, I grew up with my mom, and she was always like, she didn't give me like a hard time or anything about the music thing, but still it was like, maybe there would be like better things for you to do than focus on this racket.
It's a perfect word to describe music, like from a parent.
Yeah. But then I think when it like became obvious that it wasn't just a phase, it was just like going on and still is. So I think she's more
eventually
more accepting of it, but no, I didn't get like any, like my parents never bought any instruments for me or anything like that. So
how did you get it then? Like, because I think that's a really pivotal point when you get your first instrument that's your own, that you're not having to borrow from a friend.
I think I just had like I got my first guitar pretty late. I was like a teenager, and I probably had like a summer job or something that I did to get like some money. Maybe my mom gave like I didn't have enough money to like get a guitar and a small amp, so she like gave some money to so I could get both or whatever. But
do you still have it? That
no,
first one?
No.
Yeah, I wish I would have kept my first kit that I bought. It was a nice Pearl export kit, and I toured the hell out of that drum kit. And just like, yeah, I wish I sold it to some kid, and he said he'd sell it back, but he was really rough with it. And it's like, I don't need to spend $200 for some nostalgia.
Yeah, actually, I didn't start off with guitar at all.
No,
my friend had a drum kit, and then he got a guitar at some point, and he was like way more interested in playing guitar, and I was more interested in playing drums. So we just jammed with him, and I played his drums, and it's like I don't know, just some crappiest kid from Russia or something, whatever. But it was still like that was the coolest thing. I still love playing drums, and I'd love to play drums in a band someday if I had the time.
When you're like writing, do you program your drums, or are you demoing like
no,
live drums?
I play them.
You play them, man?
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool, man. That's handy to have that skill to, I think, like I think it's if you there's two different things, like programming drums and kind of playing drums and knowing what to do when. Like I noticed that my two-piece band, I'll get demos where it's like drums and bass or whatever, and there's some really cool ideas because like my buddy, he's not a drummer, so he doesn't think like a drummer, and there's some really fresh ideas that I would never come up with. But then at the same time, there's ideas that kind of don't work because he's not a drummer. It's both things. But it's probably handy to have that skill. I kind of wish I need to write more riffs just to kind of be more involved in the whole process.
I mean, I've been thinking about like getting I have a drum machine, but it's not like the easiest one to use. So I've been thinking about like getting a real simple drum machine and some equipment that I could record at home, some demos. But then when I think about starting to program some beats on a drum machine, I think that okay, it's easier if I like walk to our practice space and play the drums.
Totally, man. Totally.
That's a quicker way to do it.
Yeah. Versus like I've never programmed drums in my head. It's like a lot of moving your finger, or I just hit record.
That's how I see it as well. Man.
Yeah. On like my live kit at the hall. Do you need to push yourself to create? Like, do you like watch a movie and like I'm inspired and I'm gonna write some riffs, or like how do you start the process of? Is it like this time of day I'm gonna write? How do you create? Like, what's the process? Do you need to be inspired to do it, or do you just force yourself to sit at the guitar?
I'm pretty like I'm the type of guy who needs to be inspired. Just but it's whatever comes into my mind, like a part of like a drum part or a bass part or a riff or like a guitar melody or something. It could be like anything. But still, I mean, if I don't get that feeling of like inspiration, then I'm pretty useless. I could probably, if I had time to do it, I could probably like every day sit down with a guitar like at some like do it, make it like a scheduled thing, and I could probably make it work, but it just doesn't appeal to me that much that I would want to do it.
It almost feel like maybe that could be a waste of time, right? If you're just not inspired and you're just kind of writing shit. I
Yeah.
think about full-time musicians, like people who don't work, who have to create, where it's like wake
Yeah,
up,
yeah.
have a coffee, and then like, all right, I'm gonna write a brilliant song now. Like
Right.
how difficult
Yeah.
that must be.
Yeah. I mean, I think a lot of them make it work, but it's good for them. But it's I don't think it would be a thing for me because I mean, it somehow also takes away the fun
Totally,
from
man.
like creating the music.
Do you think, like when you guys are jamming, is that like how? I guess more. I can ask this: like when you write a song, and you guys are playing it live, does it? Do you find it changes a lot or not so much? Like, will you give it the live treatment to a lot of songs? I feel like for us, we'll write a song, and then we'll start playing it in the set, and then it morphs a lot, and there's like really cool tidbits that happen. Are you guys doing that in the hall, or do you find that works better, like literally at a live show?
A lot of times we try to play the songs live before recording. I think it's always a good thing for us, at least. I mean, on Bareback there was a couple of songs that like we can't play live, like the song with the electronics and the first song we like only played half of it because we can obviously play the industrial noise part from the end, but still it's always helpful, and we can kind of you get a different, even if it like the song doesn't change that much, you can in a way you can find a different groove or find the groove for the song when you're playing it live, even if it like it doesn't differ that much from playing it in practice rehearsal, but still it's still like different.
There's like
so we try to do that.
Yeah. When you're demoing stuff, is it just so at the hall? Do you bring like your computer and you have a bunch of mics set up, or is it just like a one mic setup and you guys will listen to it afterwards, or like how do you guys demo stuff?
Yeah, we have a nice we have a practice space where we have like all our gear, and we have like a laptop for recording over there, and some mics and preamps, and like we have pretty much a full like we could do like proper recordings there.
Well, I guess that's
ourselves.
Where you did. Yeah, you did some of the other stuff right at the hall. Yeah.
But usually, if when we're like demoing, it's usually the less we have to do, the better.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
Setting up mics is such a like boring task. So
yeah, we'll just do one mic on the like a condenser just near the drums, and then my bass player just has like one on his 810, and it gets the point across, and it's fine.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no need to like have like high fidelity.
Yeah. Mixing every
demo stuff. Yeah.
Well, what do you guys see for like the next I don't know 10 years? Like if you were born 79, and is this still like it sounds like it's still fun, and do you? I'm sure you think like record by record, but I don't know. Are there bucket list things you guys still want to do?
I think the US tour that we did, that was a big thing. I mean, it was a like small tour, whatever, but still one of the most important things that we always thought we wanted to do. And I think we haven't done like support tours yet with like big bands or like bigger bands. So I think that will be on the bucket list at least.
I wonder, like, because you guys, I see you guys get to play with some big bands, and are you guys kind of like the go-to for that type of sound in Finland? Like, who else is doing what you guys are doing out there on the level of like having toured the States and like Reptilian putting out something?
In Finland, there aren't.
No way. That seems like a
There
good...
aren't anyone else. I mean, there are bands like noise rock bands that are really good and like are playing locally and stuff like that, but not too many that have like pushing it or have been like pushing it with tours and like really well whatever. I mean, just like small bands, and a lot of them get to play with cool bands over here as well. There's friends of mine who from the northern part of Finland are playing with Flipper.
Oh, cool! Wow.
In August.
Oh, Jesus.
Stuff like that. So, I mean, there's always good bands over here, but for some reason, I mean, there's been occasions like the first when Unsane and Big Business toured, and they announced the show in Finland, which was the first time both of those bands played here. I just wrote to the guy who was booking the show that, okay, so you're doing this, and we need to play there.
yeah.
And he was like, okay, yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
So he was fine with that.
Yeah, it's great to have that
and
opportunity.
I think the same thing happened with Torch, and maybe some others. But I think Unsane and Torch were the ones that we were like really.
Were you nervous for those gigs?
For Unsane, we were probably drunk. And for Torch, I wasn't that nervous because they were like, we hung out with them like backstage, and there was like super cool guys, and we've been like in touch with them ever since. But I mean, no, it's. I mean, they're all like down to earth guys, so it's not like we're playing with any like huge rock stars or anything. It's like guys who do the same thing as us, but on a bit bigger level.
Yeah, that's like such a true statement. It is the same stuff we're doing, like same one hit silkscreen shirt and like vinyl records, and just at a decent sized club that sounds pretty
right.
good.
Yeah.
I wonder, like with those guys, like Torch and Big Business, like it's still like there's a cap to success in your aggressive music, which I guess some people, like some parents, would be like, Torch is too aggressive, where some of us might think otherwise. And I just wonder, I'd love to actually talk to those guys, like bands that are like that we would open for, you know what I mean? And pick their brain about like, like what's that like? Are you guys stoked, or is this now just a job? I wonder. I don't know. I'll one day I'll get you and the guys from Torch on. You can be
yeah, you should talk to Rick. He's coolest.
Fuck, man. But yeah, so for the next like bunch, just maybe do some package tours. That'd be cool for you guys, and just I guess release the next record and see who puts it out. I guess like that's probably a big thing to get distribution over here, right? It's a pain in the ass. I mean, we release Bareback on Finnish label that I actually work for. Okay.
Swart Records. and they have pretty good distribution. It's distributed by Sony in the States, but it always still it depends on like record shops ordering the record in. I mean, it's what can we do about it? I mean, if we toured there like constantly, maybe they would like order copies of it. But still,
yeah, it's hard being a small band to get stuff like available to people who want it and not having to, like, for us, we ship shit to Europe, but it's crazy expensive. But it's also we're not gonna spend the money to press stuff in Europe and then where are we gonna keep it, and like convincing a label like, hey, we don't really tour Europe, but can you press 300 copies? Yeah, it's just kind of a struggle. I guess you know better than anyone. You're working like at a label. Jeez.
Yeah.
No,
you guys were on Solar Flare.
Yeah. Do you know Matthew?
How did that work out for you?
It was kind of amazing that they wanted to press. I think they did 500 copies, and we did one tour over there.
You play with Sophie Major or someone else? Yeah,
we played with Sophie Major at Claremont. It was cool. Like, it's actually odd though, because we'll still get orders from France and it's kind of like, why don't you guys order it through Solar Flare? Like, you could just walk there and pick it up, you know? Like, I don't know. I kind of lost touch with Matthew for a bit. I should really reach out. Like, I still have.
He for a moment he disappeared.
Yeah.
Somewhere, but I think now he's back because they just released a new record.
Yeah, and Corpse Flower put that out, right? And you guys were part of that 4-7-inch thing.
Yeah.
With Great Falls, right? You guys in Great Falls? No.
Yeah.
That was cool. It's kind of like dope, like you guys, and then like Lee, and then like Kenny, and like Great Falls. There's this like growing circle of, I guess, like noise rock dorks.
Yeah, it's weird. I mean, we've been like, we did a tribute to Hammerhead, the album, and Great Falls was on that one. And I think they were also on the Unsane tribute.
I think so. Oh, well, and then we were on the Eloian, or I can never say it right. The Heavy
the
Vibes,
tape.
The tape.
Right.
Small world, man. Listen, dude, I do these about this long, and then I'll do the Hibzine, which is just play a track. I wanted to play Recut, if that's cool, off of Bareback. Or you can suggest something else, but, I thought that was a good representation.
Recut is really good.
Cool.
Kind of gives introduces a few sides of the band.
Sweet. Yeah, okay, I'll put that here. This is Recut off of Bareback. That was released, I'm just looking here, last year?
Last year, yeah.
Last year. Okay, cool. I'll put that right here. edited it so people heard it, and now we're back. And I think that's really like mostly what I wanted to ask you, man. I don't know. It's dope that we could do this, and it's just another little like connection, man. We're all.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not sure where I like when I found out about this podcast, but I've been listening to most of the episodes, and
cool,
like really cool people and cool stories. And
yeah, I think there are so many people who have like a story to tell, and a lot of the people who listen are just our friends who are experienced the same sort of thing. But it's nice to know that like it's worth it to do it, even when it might seem hard and it might get difficult. And because there's like some of my favorite records are records that no one hears, right? Like just because they're like little bands, like, and even the Bareback record, like it's a great fucking record, but just the nature of it is that we're not massive bands with lots of pull. So yeah, it's fun to talk about stuff that still means this much to us as we get older. Like people have families, and I have a family and I love my family, but I don't know how many people have like passions that they hold on to from the time that they were 13, probably until they're dead, Maybe not. Maybe I'll quit this tomorrow. But...
I mean, I still love that Iron Maiden record.
Yeah, man. Yeah, and it's awesome. Like thinking of my little dude to think of if he'll give a shit about music or not, and maybe he'll listen to this and understand why, Dad took off sometimes, or Dad always talked to like faces on the iPad. Like, who are you talking to about? Like,
yeah.
We'll see. I don't know.
Yeah, I think somewhere down the line, my son will figure out why his name is Melvin.
Your son's name is Melvin?
Yeah.
That's awesome. How old is he?
He'll be 4 in a couple of weeks.
Awesome. Dude, my little dude's going to be 5 in January.
Oh, cool. Yeah. I have a daughter as well who'll be 7 this December.
Awesome. We'll get our kids to start a band, and we'll do like an international
that'd
band.
Be cool.
Yeah.
Over the internet.
Yeah. I'm sure by then, when they're like 16, it'll just be like holographs of them jamming together.
Yeah.
We'll see. But okay, so how do people check out the stuff? Just IHateThroat.com is the best way, right?
I think that's the best way. We have like all the links to Bandcamp, Instagram, Spotify, YouTube, whatever.
Yeah, cool.
It's all there.
Awesome. Yeah, people listening, grab that record, support these guys, and yeah, man, I'll try to be in touch, and like it'd be cool to see you guys over here at some point, maybe, or whatever.
Love to do it. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll make something happen. Maybe we'll get some government grant money and send you guys over here legally.
Cool.
Yeah,
Sounds good.
You don't have to like ship
Fly
your stuff
our
over.
way.
Yeah, you just show up in Canada. Like, what are you doing? We're here for gigs. All right, it's fine.
Yeah.
All right, cool, man. Well, listen, yeah, I'm gonna close this off. I'll just message you when this thing's up. But dude, thank you for doing this, man. It's a real pleasure. Real pleasure talking to you, man. Yeah, I'll be safe, and we'll be in touch.
Yeah, you too. See ya.
Peace, buddy.
Yeah, peace.
Bye. All right, cool. Jukka. I had to think of how to say his name. Jukka. It's Jukka. But yeah, Throat's a great band. The record sounds super good, and hopefully you guys dig the tune and support these guys. Just go buy the record, buy it digitally, or order the vinyl. There's a lot of vinyl to be had. So let me bang out the sponsors real quick, and we'll get out of here. So this show was brought to you by, as I open up the file, I'll just do it off the top of my head, Brewed Biscuits. If you go to Instagram, find them at Brewed Biscuits. It's the all-natural spent grain pet treats. Jesus. We just got some more here at the house, so if you're around Cambridge, just let me know and we can hook it up. Go to twospentgrains.ca, heartbeathotsauce.com, where you can order your hot sauce, the delicious hot sauce from Thunder Bay. It's probably the best hot sauce you'll ever have. I say that, and I really mean it. What else we got? Kevin Rigo of Hefner Toyota, 3121 King Street East in Kitchener. If you guys need to buy a car off of a rad dude, go find him. dapperbeardoil.com. For your beard oil, use promo code TakerWide, free ship, save on the shipping. Ironcladgraphics.com. Go to them if you need shirts or merch, any merch really, pins, enamel pins, koozies. WellingtonBrewery.ca. They provided the beers. Make sure I got everything. Rego, Dapper, Heartbeat, Brewed, Wellington, Ironclad. I think that's it. The homepage is takerwide.com. I have 276 episodes that you can go back on and see if someone I spoke to is someone that you give a shit about. I have t-shirts if you guys want to support the show. I have all the sizes, I believe. Again, takerwide.com. You can find them there. The pins are there. The patches are there. Instagram's TakerWide Podcast. I'm posting pertinent information, old episodes. And what else? I think that's it, man. Thank you for listening. Have a good week, and I'll talk to you guys later. Okay? Peace.